into an accident and use one of our certified repair shops, your repairs are guaranteed for life. So call 1-888-631-2145 to talk with an insurance expert about everything that comes standard with our base auto policy. And if you switch, you could save up to $423. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy?
Let's take a look now at the growing employment gap between young adults who have college degrees and those who don't. A new study finds the unemployment rate overall is higher among millennials at 8.2, but for those with just a high school diploma, it soars past 12%, the widest gap in nearly half a century. Time to bring in Gene Marks, small business owner and CPA for the Marks Group. So what do you make of this study?
Yeah, the study was really interesting, Gretchen. By the way, this hits home to me. I have 3 kids that are all freshmen in college right now. I know, so I'm going to hand around a hat when we're done with this segment. But, it does imply the importance of college, right? The study said that college kids that graduate, with a degree, they earn like 40% more than just high school
Well, they
graduates.
should, because they've got to pay off all that tuition.
They really do. And I tell you, when people are arguing about the high cost of tuition nowadays, and college is trying to make their point,
right?
And they're looking, hey, look, you're going to pay the bucks, but that's where it is. 9 out of 10 of those college kids, when they look back, the 25 to 32-year-olds, they look back and they say it was worth it.
It's interesting because there has been a lot of talk recently about whether or not college is worth it, because the cost keeps going up so dramatically, and you're saddled with those loans for so long.
And another thing that came out in the study, which is interesting, is that 15% of kids between 25 and 32 years old are living at home with their parents. 15%. Now, in 1965, the year I was born, half that amount. It was 8%. So there are kids even with those degrees that are still struggling, and kids who are in high school degrees are still struggling.
Yep.
But the message is that college tuition really, for most people that graduate college, they say it's worth it.
Okay. Well, some small businesses in Los Angeles say a company that was supposed to be handling their payroll taxes skips town along with millions of dollars of their tax money. Now the IRS is still demanding the businesses pay up. So, Gene, how vulnerable are the rest of us for this kind of a thing to happen?
This is a lesson, right, Gretchen, that we all have to know because it's tax season now. So we're having our tax preparers, prepare our taxes. We're giving them money to pay in for our taxes. But remember, unless that money goes to the IRS, it's still your responsibility. It's still your liability. So this company in L.A., from dozens of clients, they took in $8 million, said, hey, look, you give me the money, we're going to deposit with the IRS. They skipped town. Those business owners are out of pocket. The IRS is still waiting for their money. So you got to check out who's doing your taxes.
So they don't have any way to say to the IRS,
recourse.
They have no recourse, so they have to double pay to the IRS?
They have to double pay, that's right. The IRS is saying we haven't seen the money, we don't know anything about it, we can't be responsible for it.
So tons of small business people out there right now are saying, what if this happens to me? What's your advice?
Well, first of all, if it happens to you, you better get a good attorney to go try and find after that guy who ran out with your money. It's not what if it happens, but to try and avoid it happening at all. So before you have somebody do your taxes, before you're giving up your deposits for your tax money, you've got to check out the company that you're doing business with. It's got to be somebody reputable, somebody with some financial backing, get some references as well. You're handing over your money to them.
Yep.
You're taking their word that it's going to go to the IRS. Do the work in advance.
Scary. Okay, the end of Windows XP coming soon. It could put a lot of our computers at risk of cybercrime. So many ATMs run XP2. Now this, you only have till April 8th to do what?
I know. Well, first of all, 30% of the world's PCs are still running Windows XP. Why? Because it's awesome. It actually works, right? And all these ATMs, like more than 90% of them run Windows XP as well. So here's the thing, just to be careful. April 8th is when the date comes. Your computer is not going to shut down. The real story is it's not going to end for you. And all. It's just that Microsoft is not giving you any support for your computer. So if there is any viruses out there, if there's any vulnerabilities, there aren't going to be any patches available for you to do. Really, at this stage, if you're still running XP, I mean, you're probably still watching reruns of the Brady Bunch at this point.
Hey, it's a good show.
It was. You got to get rid of the computer. You got to upgrade. It's not that expensive, Gretchen. It's like $300 you can get a new computer.
I bet there's a lot of people out there that are still on XP. And if it wasn't for me coming to work every day, I might be too.
Millions are.
All right. Gene Marks, always great to see you. Thanks for all the good advice.
Thanks.
Well, folks in a Tennessee neighborhood now afraid to open their own mailboxes after a package explodes, killing a man and seriously hurting his wife. Now the search for who targeted them and why. Live report coming up next. Plus, a man smashing a police car in broad daylight on a Hollywood street. But this was no movie shoot. Where's Justin Bieber?
We needed to find a new place for his aunt to move.
Mom and Dad are there with nobody to take care of them. It just wasn't working out. We weren't finding anybody.
You're sitting and feeling angry and